Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the B&D Bricks channel. Today, I'm here with my review of the LEGO Star Wars Batch Shuttle. This is a set that I've wanted for a while. I got scammed and then I got a real one. So here I am with my actual LEGO Star Wars Batch Shuttle, complete with everything. And I'm doing a review of it. I'm sorry I haven't done a review in a few days. I've been kind of busy, but I'm going to try to get back on it even though school is starting. I'm going to continue to try to upload daily. So let me know what you guys think of this set. Let me know what you guys think of my previous videos. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the review. On to the minifigures category, which is obviously the first one. Um, yes, I am going left this time, not right. I know I just wanted to change things up, but looking at Hunter, who is probably one of my favorite minifigures in this set, um, I love all these minifigures. I really like the design on his head, or on his helmet, the sort of skull-ish design with the red and white, and I think that it's very accurate towards the show and the other show, I guess, the Clone Wars. And I think that it is just very good overall. I really like the dark satin or dark gray, whatever it is called, on the helmet and on the torso and legs, obviously as well. If you look at his chest, he's actually got some sort of like dark gray T going on there with a red line going through it, and then a little black indent where the stomach would be, and then a really nice belt you can see there, which is actually printed higher up, which is good. Um, Looking down onto the legs, you can see it's very similar to Darth Maul's legs from the newer Duel on Mandalore set. Like they look sort of robotic, and then they've got red on the toe printing, which I think is really nice. And if I go ahead and flip him around, you can see he's got it like it's like a backpack printed onto the normal clone back, which is pretty cool. And then if I go up again, go back a little bit, I take off his helmet. You can see he's got some back head printing there. And then if I flip him around, you can see the front head printing. If I, oh, it's a little bit off. And then he's actually got this hair piece, which go back please. I put that on him to make him look like he's Hunter without a helmet on. Obviously, the rest of these guys are bald except for Tech, so Tech has a hair piece as well. But yeah, so overall for Hunter, I really like it. And he comes with a vibroblade as his weapon. On to Echo, who is the second minifigure in my lineup. He is probably my favorite one here, honestly. I really like his helmet with the sort of Rex continuous uh, uh, eye place, where it's not like two eye holes. It's like one continuous, like an older Mandalorian, like Revan, like Revan's helmet. He's got and obviously these are all in the 2020 style, which I think is really interesting. Um, he's got a mouth with a red tooth, which I like. You look at the top of his head, you can see he's got little markings and stuff. He's got the Bad Batch logo up there. He's got on his sides the where the normal cheek pieces would be. It's like it's silver with a black indent on it. Obviously, Echo is a robot at this point. Basically, there's no point in calling him anything else. Looking at his torso, you can see it's no. Moving on to his arm, I mean. You can see the robotic part of his arm. Although the only unfortunate thing is that he has a hand. As you can see, he's holding his pistol in that hand. So clearly, he can hold stuff, and it's not actually a robot hand. I'm considering buying the Clone Army Customs arm for that, but I don't know yet. His other arm is just plain, no arm printing there, and Hunter's arms are plain. But moving on to his torso, it's a very similar design to Hunter's, only it doesn't have that gray shaped T on top of it, which makes it pretty just plain, but I think it looks good. It's got a little skull right there, and a little belt, and just everything else. It's great. And then the legs actually very similar to the normal clone printing, just with a comma over them, which I think is actually very nice, because obviously I think of all these guys, Echo is still basically he was a normal clone originally. So it would make sense that he would have all the normal clone stuff still. But if I go ahead and grab him for you, you can see I flip him around. He's got different back printing. I'm pretty sure this is meant to resemble his his very robotic backpack that he had. I think that it looks great. It's a lot of layering. It's a little bit busy in my opinion. Like I feel like it's a little bit hard to figure out what's going on. You can kind of see the backpack. It's those top two bars or lines of the I don't know what that's called, the back of the armor, I guess. But yeah, you can see that. And then I'm going to take this opportunity to take off his helmet. You can see if it'll, there it goes. You can see it's got that thing similar to the droid cyborg guy from Cloud City. But you can see he's got the cyborg thing in the back of his head, which I think is very cool. And then if I flip it around, you can see he's got his normal Echo face print with the little dots up there that they were using to take technology from him or facts from him or whatever. And his skin is also a lot paler than the rest of the clones, which I think makes sense, honestly, especially considering that he was basically trapped for like years. So yeah, that's going to do it for Echo. I do like this minifigure a lot. He's probably my favorite. My only complaint is the arm. But, I mean, yeah. Now on to Wrecker. So looking at the helmet, you can see he actually uses, if I take that off of him and bring it up close, you can see he actually, if it'll focus, come on now. You can see it's actually using, well, it's using the Iron Man helmet mold. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. I don't have any Iron Man with this helmet mold, so I can't really compare it to anything for you. But yeah, it's using the Iron Man helmet mold. The printing on it is great though. I don't really care that it used the Iron Man helmet mold. I have seen people get really mad about that. I don't personally care, but I mean it's whatever to me. Also looking at his head, you can see it's got very nice head printing with the eye from the bomb and the explosion marks and such, or whatever, however you got that eye, and some stubble, and then nothing on the back. But if I put the helmet back on him, we can get him in his fullness, which is great. Obviously he's bald, so he didn't come with any hair. Same with Echo, I forgot to say, but I said it on Hunter, I think, so it's whatever. He's got this armor piece. It's the same mold that they used for the Dark Troopers, which is interesting. I mean, I think it works fine. Lego's just being lazy, though, and it's whatever. But he is it's very similar to Hunter's printing. Like, if I look at his chest versus Hunter's, it's literally basically the same, which is interesting to me. But, I mean, yeah, there's not too much going on with that, other than Hunter's nice belt, nice legs. I mean, literally everything is, like, the same as Hunter. It's just the chest and the helmet is different. Oh, and he comes with a machine gun blaster, or whatever this is, from the Alien Invasion, or whatever that old theme was. And then Echo comes with the pistol. But yeah, I like this minifigure quite a lot. It is pretty good. It's definitely not my favorite, but I will have to say that it is one of my favorites. It's definitely top 5, right? On to Echo. So this is probably the most unique minifigure in this set. Obviously, his armor is all light gray versus the space gray sort of color. And his helmet is a unique mold, so if I go ahead and take that off, you can get a pretty good look at that. If I, come on. You can see it's got, I mean, it's Tech's helmet. It's got his visor, his earpieces, things. It looks sort of like a modified special ops armor, with like the front being modified and everything else being very much, well, there goes his helmet. As I was saying, being very much the same, obviously, well, not obviously, honestly, my favorite part of this helmet is the back part. I think it looks really sleek. But yeah, I mean, that's about it for the helmet. Sorry, I don't know why that happened. But I just put his hair on him, and you can see it's the same hairpiece as Doc Ock from the Daily Bugle. And I think it really works for him. It's got the receding hairline, sort of, and it looks good. His face print is nice with the orangey color and the goggles. And on the other side, he's got just a stern face with no goggles, which just looks like a normal clone face. So I prefer this one. Looking at his chest, it's similar to Echo's, slightly different with the sides being a bit like closer in on that little light gray part, or slightly darker gray part. The black bit is a little bit odd. It's like small, and the belt is very new, and there's nothing else on these minifigures is in brown. So that's interesting. He's got like sort of a comma, with that brown going down, but there's no comma attached to it. So I don't know. Black on his legs being printed with the knee pads standard foot printing. Yeah. Now onto his back. I'm not gonna do too much of a view into the actual back printing itself, because the backpack is really what you see. Obviously, you can see that brown bar, continuation of the belt. But looking at the backpack, you can see it has the print of a backpack with some buttons on it and an antenna, which is, I mean, that's about it. But if you have it behind him, and you put his helmet on, like if I come up here and put that there, you can see it really looks like he's wearing some sort of important backpack thing. From the back, it looks kind of lame, though. And then moving over to the last minifigure. Oh, forgot to say, he has the Mandalorian blasters. But then moving over on to our second to last character, actually, not last, we've got Crosshair, Imperial Crosshair. So unfortunately, this set did not come with a normal Crosshair. I doubt we'll ever see one. I think this was probably the last opportunity for Lego, unless he puts his armor back on in the Bad Batch Season 2, but I doubt it. Same Phase 2 clone helmet, standard, but with the green bar as well, which I like, but not quite as much as Echo's. I don't know. The green is just not doing it for me. It does look really nice, like from the back. I think that looks good. I think that this black helmet, they've already got the mold make in it, so I think that it's a unique opportunity, a pretty unique opportunity for Lego to make a shadow clone or something more recently, or like now, I guess. Looking at his chest, it's just kind of a lot of black lines that like vaguely resemble an armor. That's probably why I don't like it. It's just not specific enough. Um, and then if I flip him around, you can see it's the same sort of back as on Tech. No, on Hunter. Hunter. Um, and then he's got a blaster pistol standard, which is pretty nice. Moving on to the last character, and arguably the most important one, we have a Gonk droid. So this is Gonky, I believe, from the show. Um, and this is the newer Gonk droid design. The older one I have one of, and from the Sandcrawler. But this newer design I think is better. Honestly, it looks more like a Gonk droid. I like the legs quite a lot. I don't know why I'm getting into this that much. The grid, or not grid, the bar? No, what's that called? I've been saying it in like all my videos, whatever. That piece, the grill piece, that's it. And the slab sticking out there to make sort of arms. I think that it looks very good overall. I'll put them back there for now. But yeah, so that's the minifigures category. That was probably the longest one I've ever done, honestly. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. The 501st Legion Clone Trooper speeder bike, but it's in darker gray. I'm not like upset to have it. I think that it's a fine addition to my collection, but it's not amazing, especially since it is literally the exact same thing. I think that it's kind of interesting to see them side by side, and I don't mind it too much, but it does bother me a little bit that LEGO wouldn't just go the extra mile and make like a new design for a speeder bike. Although to be fair, these are both Bark speeders, and it's whatever. I mean, they should look similar, but still, like maybe it's like you're telling me Crosshair hasn't made any modifications to his personal speeder bike? Like, come on. But I mean, overall for the design, I really like the seat. I like the curvature of it. I like how it's sort of like a lumpy versus like a really angular ship or vehicle, I guess. I do quite like how they use the skis on the sides to make more detail, like make it look like it's popping out. And the clips on this one is supposed to have blasters. I took them off to put in my bin, and on this one it's not supposed to have blasters, but I kind of wish it did. Stretchers on the front add some playability, quite nice, quite nice. But yeah, overall I like the design. I just am kind of disappointed that it's a reskin. Now onto the second one. So obviously this one hovers more off the ground. This is Tech's speeder bike, I believe. I really like the design of it. I like the light green. I feel like we've never really seen anything like that before. Maybe like the mods, but LEGO's not going to make the mods because they suck. But but I like the light green color. I like all the details. It's got some sort of like pseudo greeveling like with that. Even though it's not that much, but like the detail on that is pretty nice. The handle is too wide for a minifigure to hold, which kind of bothered me. That'll be a playability fall. But looking at this bit and the other side, those little wings, I think that those look quite good. I really like the circle piece there. I think that those are all really interesting additions. Another problem, which is the same thing as the Snow Trooper speeder bike in the Snow Trooper Battle Pack, was that, right, well, okay, now I can't do it. But this thing was falling off for me. Okay, whatever. This little bit at the back, let me see if I can get it off. Yeah, there we go. It was doing that. Similar to the problem with the Snow Trooper speeder bike, where the back kept falling off. I haven't done a review of that set yet, but I will. It just, like, it's really bothersome, but for the most part, it's fine. That's, I guess, a design flaw, but also kind of a playability flaw, so I don't know what I'll put that in. Maybe I'll just count off for both. These use a lot of stickers, which surprised me, except that that's a reskin, so it didn't really surprise me. This one surprised me a little bit, though, but honestly, this one only usually 2, so it's fine. Overall, for that part, if I'm not including the Bad Batch Shuttle, that would be like a 1 out of 2, but we'll have to get onto the Bad Batch Shuttle. Now that we're done with those, I can just throw them out there. And then moving back to the Bad Batch Shuttle, which is the more important part of this set. Holy cow, this thing is a behemoth. I did not think it would be this big. It was actually massive. When I was building it, like if I take the wings down, it doesn't look as big right there. If I take the wings down, holy moly, this thing is massive. It takes up my entire board. And I can't even get it down all the way because of the minifigures. But this thing is massive. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the wings so I can keep those up while I'm doing this. You can see the black bit. It's a similar technique to the Mandalorian Starfighter with the black layer on top of the other colors. The angles are really, really nice. I like how they got those to work. I like the blue streak going through it with the snot. It looked great. I like the angle bit here. I like how that changes in the angle. And the same thing as the mirror. I like how they used the shield piece there. One thing when I was building it that I noticed was that this little bit here is not very strongly connected. It's like by that and one other piece on the other side. But it's not too big a deal as long as you can like get it with those pieces. Obviously those are a part of it, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that was a little bit annoying. Right here, there's no angle piece here. It's not that it was missing one, it's that there literally is not one. But that's fine. Looking at the bottom, you can see, I don't really like that bit. I kind of wish they had gotten those in black.
but I can see why they didn't, kind of, maybe. I don't know, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here. Looking down onto this bit, you can see it looks sort of like an engine, which is nice, with the triangular cone piece, and this thing on the top to show that it's pointing somewhere, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I think it looks quite cool. I think it's pretty accurate, that part. Obviously, the colors are off, but whatever. Looking at this, I really like this little bit. I like how smooth it looks. I like that bit on the or right there, how it's a light gray actual piece, not snot. And then the engines continue on the top. Moving up to the side, I'll look at the fin now. So you can see on the fin, both sides are mirrored, except this is the bottoms of bricks, and this is the tops of bricks. Neither look great. The light is only on one side, which bothers me. I wish it was on both. They could have just gotten a clear yellow stud, but whatever. Same thing on this side, although I was actually missing one piece there, but I had an extra one of those pieces, so I just replaced it. So now we're done with that sort of category. Same thing, everything is mirrored. I don't know what that was. Oh, that was the gong droid. So yeah, looking at the fin, so I'm going to go ahead and move to the back. Oh, you can see on here on the fin section, I guess. It's got the blue, and then this bit I love as well. It just looks so smooth. Same thing on the other side. Red light back here, and then looking at the back, you can see those little triangular pieces there with the engines next to them, which are great. They use the same sort of function as some other ship that I can't remember right now, but you can close it up and open it up, and it's really nice. I really like the way the ship looks from the back, especially when the wings are open. I can't open them on here, unfortunately, but it does look very, very cool. So if you have this set, you should definitely look at it that way, at some point at least. It's got two prongs coming out here. I'm not sure what that's for. And then down there, there's like a hole. I don't know if you can quite see it, but there it is. There's the hole. I don't know why. That's kind of weird, but I mean, yeah, whatever, I guess. You do you. Over here, you can see two more lights on the sides of this cockpit area. And this piece is printed, not stickered, which actually really surprised me. I mean, okay, right? I'm not going to complain, but I mean, it did surprise me quite a lot. And then moving on to the actual cockpit, you can see really nice, smooth transition between this with a little bit of greeveling. I mean, not really, but like it's using that, the underside bits there on the triangles and that grill slope, which is cool. And then these angular slopes. Obviously, it makes a very for a very nice looking cockpit shape. Looking at the bottom, you can see it's got one big piece with a couple. Basically, the bottom is just standing pieces that have been stuck out from it so that you can display it like that, which is great. I mean, it should have that. And the bottom doesn't need to be too interesting, especially since the top is the part that we only ever really see. But opening the cockpit, which is kind of hard to do. Wait. Oh, I remembered. Okay, so you open this whole thing up when you want to do that. I'm actually going to have to open these again so you can see it. But starting with the cockpit, this detail is so nice. It looks I like the little curve there. I like the little yellow bits there to show like lights or something. I don't care about that. But you can put two minifigures in here, both sitting there. I'm not going to go ahead and do it, but you can fit two. It's a little bit tight, but you can fit two. There's a little bit of greeveling right there, or not greeveling, just detail, I guess. I keep saying greeveling. Right there, a little bit more detail right there. Basically, this whole thing is just covered in detail. It's got two stickered pieces right there. One with a wolf pack trooper, I think, and one with the thing for the Battle of Coruscant, I think, maybe. I don't remember. So that's some more Batch on there that I haven't read. But into here, you can fit like one character, like the Gonk Droid, if you really want to. Or like, yeah, I mean, you can fit the Gonk Droid. You could fit, I think you could fit two characters in here if you didn't put the Gonk Droid, but you gotta have somewhere to put the Gonk Droid, right? If I go ahead and come over this way, you can see how this bit, well, actually, I'm supposed to grab this little, there goes the Gonk Droid again. I'm supposed to grab this little clip there. You can see there's a little bit of storage there, which you can, actually, if I can grab it, you can take it out. It's just a little kind of cargo thing there. I guess if you want them to be smuggling something or whatever. Putting that down there, okay. I mean, that's about it. Looking at the underside of this, it's not too interesting. But, I mean, yeah, it's great. So, overall, for the design, I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 2. I really, really like this Bad Batch Shuttle. Now, that is ignoring the problem of the speeders. This set is not a $100 set. This set is a $90 set, $85. I'm being generous. The speeders kind of bring it all the way up there, but it also drags down the quality of the design. So I'm going to give it a 1 out of 2 for design, unfortunately. I would give the ship itself a 2 out of 2 for design, but because the speeder bikes are part of the set, I'm going to have to give it a 1 out of 2 for design. So that's a 2 out of 4 so far. Not looking good. Now on to playability, and I'm not going to rebuild the speeders for this. So the playability on the speeders, obviously, I sort of talked about. It's just that you can use it as a speeder. It's got stud shooters on the front of that the bark speeder. And you can use the steering. That's about it. The steering on the green speeder doesn't work, so you can't do that. But I mean, yeah, other than that, that's basically it. So moving on to the actual Bad Batch Shuttle, the wings come up and down as I was displaying for you before. This is really more displayability, but I'll count it as playability. I'll put that down as well. You can see that the cockpit opens separate, and then this whole thing can open. You can do some inside. You can have a couple minifigures. Like if I grab Echo, you can have him in here talking to someone else or whatever. You can just use it as cargo straight up and try to fit as many minifigures as you can, and then close it and try to fly them around. You can put some in the cockpit. It's got a little panel there, so you can pretend they're actually doing things, although it's a pretty standard panel. It's got, I mean, that's pretty much it. You can fly it around. Obviously, it's a ship, and as I tend to do in my ship reviews, I'll pick it up and I'll go, yeah, and you can do that. Oh, and it has stud shooters on the bottom. I forgot, or not stud shooters, spring-loaded shooters. I took those out, though, because they were bothering me when I was trying to hold it from the back. There was Hunter's helmet. Yeah, this ship it's just massive. Like I said before, it's just massive. It's knocking things over. I mean, that's about it. You can open and close the engines. There's not too much else to do in here. I mean, yeah, that's about it for playability. Overall, I would give it a 2 out of 2, though. I think that's about all you need. So, I mean, it gives you enough stuff. Plus, you've got good guys and bad guys. You've got Crosshair, and then all the well, Crosshair doesn't really stand a chance. I don't know. You can have them do things. Plus, if you get the new Justifier, you can actually like do something, which I really want now. I don't know why. Maybe I've convinced myself I want it, so I want it. But yeah, so for playability, I'd give it a 2 out of 2. So that's going to bring the total up to a 4 out of 6. Okay, it's keeping up. On to the value category. So this set is probably, if you look at it from afar, you might think it's an $80 set. It's not. It's an $85, $90 set. Plus those speeders probably make it a $105 set. But it's $100. I would pay $100 for this ship alone and maybe one speeder. It's so good and it's massive. It's not nearly as small as you think it is. Trust me. No matter how small you think it is, it's going to be bigger. It's great. It's definitely worth $100. I do think that it's a little bit annoying that value is brought up with the speeders, but I definitely think that the ship itself is probably warrants that price. So, I mean, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that. I mean, it's a 2 out of 2 for value for me. And with a total of 6 out of 8, so my personal opinion for this set is 2 out of 2. I think that this set is a perfect set, in my opinion. Obviously, the speeder bike is a problem, but ignoring that, the ship itself is perfect, in my opinion. Obviously, the color is a tiny bit off, but, like, I don't mind. I think it looks good anyway. Plus, gray is just a variant of blue, so, I mean, who cares? Well, many people care, but not me. I'm definitely glad that I got this set. Building it, I had so much fun. I really like how smooth this looks. I love that. I don't know what it is about it, but I like how smooth it is. But overall, I just think it's really nice. I mean, yeah, there's not too much else for me to say about it. I just love it. So thank you guys for watching this review. I'm probably going to do, for my next review, a review of the LEGO Stranger Things set. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see ya. Oh, and the 200 subscriber special should be coming later today. I almost forgot to mention. So be ready for that. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to get it when I actually hit 200 subscribers, but it takes me some time to do these things. So yeah, but thank you guys for 200 subscribers. It really is awesome. And I'm so glad that I got it. I'm so thankful and just everything. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll have that out later.